Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Diablo 4 video. In this one, I'm going to be going over why you shouldn't miss the world boss fight against Ashava. This is one of the world bosses that you can go up against in the game. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. First and foremost, in case you don't know how to find this world boss, 30 minutes before it appears, the game will notify you, letting you know that the world boss is about to spawn in. As you can see here, for an example, this is where Ashava will spawn at. She'll spawn right over here at the edge of the map. Keep in mind, you will be once again notified 30 minutes prior, so don't feel like you have to be here immediately at the time that the world boss comes in. Which that's what I want to get into next, before I get into why you shouldn't miss it. In case you don't know, this world boss only appears in the game at specific times, which is very important to know. For the early access beta, which I'm currently a part of, it spawned in the game at 2 p.m. Saturday, March 18th Eastern Time, and it also spawned in the game at 4 p.m. Saturday, March 18th Eastern Time. And then it came into the game at 2 a.m. on Sunday Eastern Time on March 19th, and lastly 4 a.m. Sunday Eastern Time on March 19th. So we haven't really got to experience this world boss all that much quite yet, unfortunately, but in the future this is going to be the thing where players are going to join up together and take on these world bosses, which is just exciting to think about. So yeah, that's a little taste over how the world boss spawns into the game. Unfortunately, we haven't got to experience fighting these world bosses a lot quite yet, but this is going to be the norm for players to join up and take on the world boss together. There will be specific times where it'll come in, and you just got to keep track of those specific times so you can be a part of this fight. It's very rewarding, but very difficult at the same time, which I like. I like that. I don't want it to be super easy. Keep in mind, if you're going to be a part of the open beta for March 25th and March 26th, which will be open for even more players instead of just players who have pre-ordered Diablo 4, if you are going to be a part of the open beta, though, once again, on March 25th and March 26th, here will be the spawn times for Ashava. The world boss will spawn into the game at 1 p.m. on Saturday, March 25th Eastern Time, and it'll also come into the game at 3 p.m. Saturday, March 25th, once again, Eastern Time. And it'll also spawn into the game on 3 a.m. Sunday, March 26th Eastern Time, in case you're also wanting to join in on this fight. Now let's go ahead and get into why you shouldn't miss it. Well, first off, the more players that arrive here to fight this world boss, the easier the boss is going to be, because we're going to be dealing out more damage against it. So I highly advise not to miss this. Once again, you will be notified 30 minutes before this boss actually appears in the game. So you have a countdowner that'll pop up for you, so you don't have to feel like you have to be at that exact spot without being notified. You will be notified in the game while you are playing, which is nice. And don't worry, there will be a marker of where the world boss is going to spawn. Like, for example, Ashava spawned over here during early access. I don't know if the developers plan on switching this up at all, but at the moment this is where she spawns at, right over here at the edge of the map. So make sure you go over to the area that the boss spawns at and join in on the fight. I don't care how low of a level you are, just join in on the fight. Have a bit of fun. It's going to help you in the end get more experience and loot, which is what I want to get into next. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take this thing down. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of players join in to help. It was really late though, so that makes sense. There was probably a lot of people sleeping or just wasn't really aware of this fight. So that's the reason why I'm straight up just making this video, to help make more players aware. I know there's been already a few videos over this world boss, but it doesn't hurt to make another, just to help, once again, more players become aware of this boss. But yeah, like I mentioned, I wasn't able to take it down. However, I do have gameplay of going up against it. Here's how it actually spawns into the game. It's pretty awesome. Has a little neat spawn animation coming into the game. And here's how it leaves the game if you don't kill it in time. Pretty neat. It has an animation for it even leaving. But yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to take it down with the players I was playing with. There just wasn't enough players helping out. I feel like if we just had maybe, I don't know, 5 more players or something, we could have taken it down. We got it a little below half health. But yeah, either way. And if you do die to it, if you aren't playing on hardcore, you literally spawn right next to it. So you can just jump right back into the fight, which is nice. You don't have to like travel super far to get back into the fight. You're literally right there. Anyways, what I want to get into next is the rewards you get if you do manage to take down Ashava. This is another reason why you shouldn't miss it. You don't leave this fight empty-handed. I mean, you get a little bit of gold if you don't manage to kill it, and you get experience too. So hey, you still in the end get something out of going here and fighting it, even if you feel like, you know, you don't have enough players there going up against it. You never know who's going to come in and join the fight. So it's best just to stick it out, even if you feel like you're going to lose. Just stick it out, because the more players that are here in the battle arena, the better. I feel like I've repeated that a few times, but I just want to make it clear. It's definitely important just to show up for this fight, because the more players that are here, you know, the easier the fight's going to be. Also, if you are curious about what you do get if you do manage to beat Ashava, there are a few posts out there on Reddit that were talking about what they actually got from defeating the world boss. As you can see here on this Reddit post, there are plenty of comments to go through. So there's plenty of people's experiences over actually defeating Ashava here and what they got. So yeah, let's go ahead and start at the top here. It states here, Ashava loot. It says you get 3 times legendaries for defeating it, and you get a Ashava spoil cache containing another 4 legendaries. So a cache will appear containing even more legendaries for you to get. Which, by the way, I believe this is what the cache will look like. As you can see, if you scroll over the World Boss event, it states rewards, weekly bonus spoils, and it has a picture of this box. So yeah, I believe this is what it looks like that you could pick up that'll have even more loot inside of it. So it's definitely highly rewarding for taking out this World Boss. I mean, obviously it better be highly rewarding, because how difficult it actually is to take it down. But yeah, it also states here, my friend got 2 blues apparently, but in case you were wondering about the drops, that's what we got. And then it says, edit, more info about this fight. The Ashava spoils caches a normal gray item that drops on the ground. So yeah, it starts out as an item that you can loot, which contains even more loot for you within the item. So yeah, that's good to know. He is tanky, and killing him before the timer ran out was quite close. That's what it also says. He deals a lot of poison damage if you get hit, which he does. I'll be getting more into information about the fight after I go over the rewards you get, because I'm sure a lot of you are curious. And it says here, sorcerers have it a lot easier due to the Hydra, in case you skilled into it, which, yeah, that's so true. The Hydra is extremely beneficial. I actually have a Hydra sorcerer. That's what I'm using in the gameplay I've been showing you. Anyways, and also it states here, you need to be far away from Ashava at most times because of a circular attack it does. So yeah. Which I don't think that's completely true. I've seen some barbarians surviving, getting up close and personal to them. I'm not exactly sure how they were surviving, but yeah, Ashava does do a circular attack. But anyways, as you can see here, to get a taste of the loot, just going down the comments of this post, this person said, I got 11 legendaries in total. Wow. Awesome. This person said, I got 8 out of the boss and 5 in the chest that comes from taking out the boss, which at the top, you know, that was just mentioned of how that works. You'll have to open up the normal gray item that drops on the ground, and it will contain even more loot. Also, it states here, I got 10 total, 6 legendaries as drops, and 4 legendary rings from the spoils, the grand cache. This feels very rewarding. Awesome. Anyways, this person said 3 legendaries from Ashava and 4 were in my chest. 3 weapons, 1 bracer, and 3 rings. Yeah, pretty awesome. Anyways, going down to even more drops, it says here, is Ashava spoils guaranteed drop, because I did not get it. This person below said, I didn't get the cache either. My friend and I did not get it either. Huh, that's interesting. And then below this, there's another comment that states, where does the Ashava spoil drop? I didn't see anything like that. Didn't get it either, despite having 8 minutes on the clock when it died. That's interesting. But if we go further down, this person stated, didn't get the cache, checked stash as well, nothing. Feels bad. And then they crossed out their comment and said, went back to Ashava's location. It was dropped on the ground. Okay, so that's good to know. Someone below this person also said, perhaps the loot is based on damage dealt. I have grinded quite a bit and play full glass cannon. Need more info from others to be sure, but my friend was dead for large parts of the fight and barely got anything. So that's also good to know. Maybe that's a reason why some of these players here are commenting that they didn't get the cache to open up for more loot inside of it. Either way, this person thought they didn't get it, and then they went back and found it, dropped on the ground. So I guess you just never know. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Either way, as you guys are reading from these comments, it's highly rewarding. Let's keep going down just to prove a point. You know, if this many players at once are saying what they got, I mean, obviously, you get a lot of legendaries from taking out this world boss. This person said they got 9 legendaries and 2 yellows. This person below commented saying, I got 6 legendary, but no cash. That's interesting. And someone commented saying, it dropped on the ground in the arena for me. Not exactly with the items, but a bit below. It's a gray item. But yeah, let's open this thread up. What else? This guy responded saying, I must have missed it. Was definitely not next to the boss. I logged off and it's not there now. Unless it is a drop, but I guess everyone gets it. Huh, I don't know. It's hard to say about this gray item, but either way, it definitely seems like it is something that's supposed to appear for players. Maybe you just gotta do enough damage to Ashava to get it as a drop or something. But it's good to keep that in mind. Don't just pass up that gray item that also drops from this world boss. Be sure to try to pick up everything. Anyways, yeah, there's loads of comments just talking about how many legendaries they got. That's good to know. That's definitely a rewarding fight if you do manage to take out Ashava. That's another reason why you shouldn't miss this fight. As long as you know the times, just try to log in around that time and join in and help out. As you could also see here, which I just want to touch base on this because I was talking about this before. This person commented saying, as a barbarian, I just stayed under the feet and barely took any damage with the fortitude buffs from the skill tree. So that's good to know. Maybe that's why I was seeing this one barbarian surviving longer than usual during my fight. There was a barbarian that was staying up close and personal. So yeah, I guess it just all depends on your playstyle. But yeah, anyways, now I want to get into more information about Ashava and the fight. Also, I'll get into a little bit of lore over this gigantic monster too. As you can see here in the wiki, it states, daring wanderers seek a sizable challenge should look no further. Ashava, a whirlwind of pestilence, has recently emerged in fractured peaks. Journal entries recounting sightings of this gargantuan plague bearer make note of her 2 massive forearm blades and ability to coat the ground in a vicious poison. Her blades, which can cleanly cut through stone and flesh alike, are to be feared. Records appear to mention a way to weaken Ashava, but unfortunately that portion of the page has corroded away. I wonder what Ashava is weakened by. That's got me curious, because I honestly don't know. I've only went up against this thing once, after all. But I did do my research on knowing it is a rewarding fight, and we shouldn't be missing out on going up against this world boss. Anyways, carrying on, it says Ashava the Pestilent is a gigantic demon. A creature of pestilence, she bears 2 massive forearm blades that can cut through stone and flesh alike, and can coat the ground in a deadly poison, which that is her fighting style. She loves to use poison. So be wary of that. If you have a highly poison resistance build, that may come in handy against her. Anyways, carrying on to her biography. Ashava was apparently artificially created and has been described as one of the Burning Hell's most heinous creations. She slept under sanctuary for a long time before emerging in the fractured peaks during the reign of enmity. Journal entries recounting sightings of her were made, but the means to defeat her were lost. In-game, Ashava world boss in Diablo 4, she can be fought in the game's March beta weekends during the following times, which I've already went over these times to you guys. And also I went over the times to expect to see her in the open beta if you are going to be a part of that. Hope to see many more players go up against this thing so we can actually take it out easier. Anyways, trivia at the bottom here, it states, thematically, Ashava is said to be a constant reminder that Lilith is watching, and that nowhere in Sanctuary is safe from hell. It is because of Ashava that Candace Thomas joined Team 3. So yeah, that's a little trivia for you guys with Ashava. But yeah, I guess that's wrapping up this video, everyone. Hopefully you found this enjoyable and it was insightful on one of these world bosses that we can go up against in the game. I have to admit, this is a lot of fun. I feel like this is one of the best parts over Diablo 4. Just joining in together with all the players and going up against one giant world boss. I feel like that just makes the gameplay so much better, being able to do something like this together. But yeah, I'm out of here, everyone. If you found this video enjoyable, by the way, consider taking a little bit of your time and leaving a like on it. The support is greatly appreciated. As always, that's totally up to you. Just leaving a reminder here in the end. But yeah, appreciate you guys taking the time to watch and listen to this video. Until next time, peace.